morning, everyone. It's really nice to see everyone, and especially to see some new faces, and some faces that I haven't seen in like years and years, but students coming back to go to school, which is great. If you notice in the front of your program, it says Vision Sunday. Okay, this is the first of an ongoing effort that we want to have once a month, and I'm going to talk a little bit more about that. But to intro my talk today, I wanted to show you a video that was made by Damian Dunkley, the head of evangelism for our movement here in America, and his team, and it's called Witnessing is Love, and of course, this is the basis of my talk today. So let's enjoy.
To bless the world, one person or one family at a time. And we want to help, right? However, for many of us, saving the world seems too big a task. We may have doubts about our own abilities or where we are as a movement. We may find ourselves justifying slow progress with seemingly valid questions like, how can I share the divine principle? Or how can I guide or bless people? But what if we removed all of the distracting thoughts and self-limitations and simply asked ourselves, what can we do? I'm sure each of us will come to the same conclusion. We can love. Each of us has the power to share God's love with others. Chances are, we're doing it already. We're all connected for a reason, and our relationships with each other are the vehicle through which God can work. Did you ever hear that saying that to accidentally rub shoulders with someone in the street takes 2,000 years of preparation? That means no relationship is random. If we were to ask God, who are the people we're supposed to be witnessing to or loving, what do you think the answer would be? The truth is, God has already brought tens or hundreds of people in your life. Aren't these the people He's asking you to start with? Let's take a look at the bigger picture here. Every family knows up to about 300 people. Counting all unificationist families in America, that's about 1.5 million people. Imagine 1.5 million people in America right now who are only one step away from true parents. And that step is us. Okay, so that's where witnessing comes in, right? Well, the problem is there's a lot of people that don't feel like they really want to witness, and there's a reason for this. For a lot of us, the concept of witnessing doesn't feel authentic. A lot of us feel like witnessing means I've got to share a new theology with someone that I'm not really confident in teaching, let alone measuring up to myself. Or it's about inviting someone to a program that I don't really want to go to. It's easy to end up somewhere between a sense of guilt and resentment. But what if we rewrite these concepts? What if it's simply about creating a life that we love with God and allowing God to shine through us? What if witnessing to people simply means loving people? True Mother reminds us that our blessings should not remain only in our families. The purpose is to share them, and that witnessing is actually about the love that we sow. Love. Okay, so what is love? Well, the divine principle states that our original mind is stimulated when our actions pursue the values of truth, beauty, and goodness. That's why loving people feels good. It's not just about teaching people. Although we share the truth, we should also be manifesting beauty and goodness in our relationships in a balanced way. These are just a few examples, but you could think of this as a cheat sheet for intentional loving. If you just did one of these things for someone each day, not only will you enjoy it, but those people will become closer to God and true parents through that relationship. Imagine if you wrote down just 3 names and focused on loving those people intentionally for 1 year. Praying for them, calling them, listening to them, sharing your testimony with them. Imagine if we all did that. Imagine if that's all we did. Remember, it takes time because even we are still growing in our relationship with true parents. It's a process to grow closer to God. So it will be the same for others. It's a journey that we take together. And the pathway for this journey is love. Again, chances are that you're doing it already. So just imagine what would happen if we did it intentionally and consistently. That's what witnessing is. It's loving people.
All right, wasn't that great? How many of you caught Yoshi? Okay. All right. So just before I begin my talk, I just want to preempt you to not get too comfortable in your seats, okay? Some of you are going, oh no, what does that mean? We're going to have an activity. It's going to be moving around, but it's going to be great, okay? So the reason that I love this video and that I wanted to show it is because it seeks to take away some of the stigma that we feel when we think about the word witnessing, and it turns it into something that's doable. It also provides us with a good checklist of that we can have, in our back pocket of how we can really love and reach out to others. So actually, okay, next slide. Okay, here we go. When we had our first, vision meeting over in Carsonson, then I provided everyone with this handout with these points, and I said, put this on your refrigerator. This is a great, I feel like this is a great resource just to really general ideas or ways that we can reach out to people, because just as Damien said, it's not just about talking to people or talking at people, right? And many times, it's in the moments where even there are no words exchanged that can be just as, if not more powerful, between two people. So the reason I wanted to emphasize this point today is because I feel that it's a topic that's relevant to everyone. Whether you're a blessed couple or a student who's getting ready to start classes tomorrow, or whether you're a young professional who is saying bye-bye to the summertime and now getting ready for your fall and winter projects to end the year. As we all know, next slide, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. said that everyone can be great because everyone can serve. What better way to start this new season and this new school year than to focus our goals on loving others more intentionally? Also, from a providential viewpoint, next slide, over the course of these next 4 years, until 2020, this is exactly what Our True Mother is having us focus on. 2 of the 3 main goals for accomplishing 2020 include witnessing and creating an environment for witnessing. And the third one, raising future talent, which is positive for everyone, especially for our youth, to know that, hey, you matter incredibly, and we need you in the great work of our Heavenly Parent and our true parents, and what you can offer. Okay, next. So getting back to the first 2 goals, this is what I want to emphasize today. I really appreciate them. And the reason I appreciate the second goal, creating an environment for witnessing, is because to me, that sounds like honing in on our passions and utilizing them as an avenue for reaching out and loving others in a substantial way. So this means that it's erasing many of our concepts about the ways of witnessing, whether it's large gatherings, or whether it's going out with your clipboard and meeting people that you never met before. This is about taking what fires you up personally and sharing that with others to allow for connection, trust, and relationship building. Okay, next. So this is where our activity begins. Okay, who here I'm sure all of you have a passion, but let's get some of these out there in the crowd. Who here is passionate about sports? Okay, So Ricky raised his hand. Sports. I'm having Pastor Abe scribble this down as quickly as possible. Okay, who here is passionate about nature? Being out in nature. Okay, Elizabeth. I saw her raise her hand. Okay, how about cooking? Yeah? Okay, Mr. White? Or events planning? Taking care of people that way? Okay, Mr. Pimentel? We got everybody? We need to run these signs to those people that I said. Okay. How about some other ones? Can I hear some others? Service? Who here is passionate about service? Mrs. Baum-Sullivan? Okay. This is where I need another writer. Okay. All right. Mrs. Baum-Sullivan is passionate about service. How about money? Who's passionate about money? Money management. All right. Mr. Sullivan is passionate about money. And who's passionate about education? Educating our youth. All right. Mrs. Zambon. Education. Educating our youth. How about some others? Others. Music. Toby is passionate about music. What else? Marriage and relationships. Or marriage relationships. Okay. Mr. Weatherall, Uncle Roger. Is it the last? All right. Okay, so we have sports, cooking, money, marriage, music, nature, education, service. Okay, that's about 8 topics. We could make more. Reading? Who's passionate about reading? Okay. Okay, so this is what we're going to do. I'd like you to gravitate towards someone who is holding a sign that involves a topic or a theme that you're passionate about, okay? And if it's not your first choice, it's okay, okay? If it's your second or third, that's fine. But the point here is, if you're choosing right now that, you know what, I'm just going to sit back and not participate, then I guarantee you're not going to get much out of this, okay? And why'd you come to church? To get something out of it, right? And to give. To give and to get. So let's practice that, okay? So being lazy. Anybody passionate about being lazy? Okay, Young. All right. So yes, this is what I want everyone to do. I want everyone to, get up out of your seats and gravitate towards a passion that you relate to. Okay? And if you have a sign, then hold up your sign so other people can see it. And then if you're too close to another passion, maybe you can spread yourself out a little bit. Scooch over. Can we turn the house lights on? I think we need to get some of the lights on so people can see. Okay, so we have a lot of people over in the back corner. Maybe you can split yourselves up a little bit. Okay. All right, if you see what I'm doing, just copy me and close your mouth. All right, guys, this is the time for regrouping here. If you see what I'm doing, just put your fingers up like this and close your mouth for a moment. Okay, I learned this the other day. This means it's time for peace and quiet. Okay, so if you have gravitated towards a passion, excellent, okay? If you're still sitting and you don't know what to do, okay, please move towards someone, okay? It's good to be sitting near someone. I would like for each group to be comprised of about 8 people. So if there's too many people, then please split into more than one group, okay? And then what I want you to do is, after you have your little group, okay, your little family, then I want everyone to take a moment to share about how you feel love through this passion, okay? How do you feel God in this passion of yours? And let's let it just be like one word answer going around. You know, I feel in service, I feel God because it's a substantial way for me to give to others. I'm like, okay, that's more than one word. Anyway, try to keep it as short as possible for the first part. And then for the second part of this activity, I want us to brainstorm a little bit. I want you to think, you know, if I had no ceiling, okay, if I had no constraints, if I had the wide open blue sky, what is it that I could do with my passion? What is it that we could do with our passion to really serve and love other people? Okay? So I'm going to give you some time for each of these parts. For the first part, it'll be a little shorter. For the second part, it'll be a little longer because I want to emphasize the brainstorming and the collaborating, talking part, okay? But first of all, let's make a little bit smaller groups, okay? I'll give you 30 seconds to mill around and do that. All right, and now I'm going to let you guys share about how you feel God through your passion. Okay, ready, go. If you finish the first part, you can move on to the second part. Feel free. And I want you to keep talking until the time's up, okay? All right, I hate to have to break you guys up or slow down the conversation here, but I want to get some of your ideas, and I want you guys to share them with the rest of the group. Can we do that? These are like our blue sky ideas. All right. I'm going to have Pastor Abe come around with the mic, and I want the group who has the best idea, no, I'm just kidding, everyone has great ideas, to go around and share what's your blue sky idea for your passion. All right, Pastor Abe, we need you.
Here's the microphone.
All right, let's settle. We have somebody speaking.
Okay, brothers and sisters from all the groups, we're the reading group, 4 of us here, probably the smallest group. But we had a couple of ideas. Some of us really like movies, some of us really like novels or historical reading, historical drama. So we were thinking about actually having a reading club or a movie club where you watch a movie and then talk about it. Chris Hempowitz has done this. He said really the best part was the discussions. But also by sharing books, we can learn from each other things that we want to read, or we just pick up information that others have read. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, another blue sky idea here. How to share your passion with others.
Hello, everyone. So Alexa Ward brought up a really good point that, many people like to eat but can't because there's no money, they're elderly, they can't even drive themselves to the store. We could actually meet a lot of people by offering to give them a ride to the supermarket, or even have a food pantry here at our little church activity, and then offer it to people who really have a hard time filling their pantries because they got 10 children, and we understand what that's like, any of us who are parents, when you can't really put food on the table. So, this is actually a very seminal, integral, wonderful thought that I just thought was like, I should bring it up. So this is my chance. How nice.
Great.
Great.
All right, someone else. Another group. All right, we have the group of educators here.
I must have missed the request. Anyway, our group got through the first part, and everyone expressed a strong passion about how, just educating another human being, whether it's a child or an adult or even your marriage partner, is an act of love and is a way to experience God.
Great. Thank you so much. All right, we have the... Oh,
If you wonder who that gentleman in the gray shirt is, it's the first time he's been introduced to our community locally, but this is Dr. Frank Lagrateria, the chief and boss of the Bridgeport International Academy.
all right. It took him about a year to get here, but we're so glad he's here.
All right, so this was the marriage group. So we are all passionate about marriage. That doesn't mean we're all married, or, you can still be passionate about marriage, although you're not necessarily married. Because I know that there's a bunch of people in this room who are not married, who are still passionate about it. But for us, we shared the first part, and we came together to, from my perspective, we realized that we all believe that God exists through marriage. Mrs. Weatherall said something really powerful. It's like she found the other half of God through getting married. So I think the idea of being the best person you can be and being with another person, like just that affects everyone around you. Like this natural witnessing effect occurs when you're able to be like this example. And we're not perfect. Being married is hard. Like it's not just like, oh, you get it and then you're set. It's like, no, this may be the hardest thing you're ever gonna do in your life. But through that, the greatest things can come. So I felt like throughout this sharing that we were able to express our passion for marriage, and with that, it's going to make us better people in the world better. Yeah, done.
Okay, so we here, the service group, and everybody share actually how many people that are less fortunate than us. When you go to hospital to visit people that have nobody to do with them. You provide food, for people that have the homeless. They have no food. They cannot survive. So there's those kind of. So we feel that we have to really see there are a lot of tragedy in the society. People that are really lonely. They need some kind of word of comfort. They lost their loved ones. So what we see in the church, especially people that smile when they see young people. Young people, they in the churches. I visit many churches, Christian churches. There's not many young people. They're very, very more older, elderly people. So when they're young people, they go in those kind of churches. They visit those kind of people, old people. They're so happy, they smile, they're very smiling. So we need the young people to really revive and to serve others. We have to live for the sake of others, to Father, to parent, say. So we have to serve, and so when we serve, we feel joy ourselves, and we give joy to others. That's our.
All right, one more blue sky idea. Okay, over at sports.
So we were talking about sports, and we really find passion about it is that a bunch of people come together to really experience joy through each other and cooperation and teamwork. It's really kind of like a family atmosphere, and in that family atmosphere, you experience God a lot through just different interactions, and we really want to kind of bring that to the forefront with events kind of like Sports Fest, and that really shows, like if you're there, you can really see the love for each other, and that's what sports brings about, so that's why we're really passionate about it.
All right, Sports Fest. Bridgeport. Great. Anybody else? Burning idea? Want to share? Great. I can't tell you how incredible it's been for me just watching everyone in the audience be so interactive and engaged. I was dreaming last night. I think I was a little bit worried about how this activity would go. And in my dream, I was talking to the congregation, but every time I was talking to the congregation would move to another place. And then I would sort of be running after, no, we're going to do this. And then everyone would fall asleep, and then I'd fall asleep. It was so strange. A nightmare. But everybody was awake today and engaged, and the point here is before we disband, before we go back into the world, get ready for the new week, I just want you to take a moment to look around at the people who are in your group, okay? Because these are the people who, this is sort of like a starting off point. These are the people who, have a similar likeness to you in one way or another in this type of area of your passion, okay? And I know that many of us are passionate about more than one thing, but this activity was a way for us to just get, reignited, reinvigorated in the possibilities of, how we can contribute. And the reason I wanted to also put this activity out there is to show you how doable it is to get like-minded people to talk about how we can truly serve and love others intentionally and how we can witness that way. And this is what our True Mother is all about. This is what she's emphasizing. These kinds of grassroots initiatives where families come together in the spirit of cooperation and teamwork. And this is also what Tribal Messiahship Trinities is all about too. It doesn't have to be, like this eternal union, or this has to be based on the number 3. It's really just about families coming together, working together, based on how they feel that they can serve the greater community and help other people to come to know and understand about who our Heavenly Parents are and who our true parents are. So we actually have 5 active Trinities here in our community. And every so often during the month, we host some vision meetings after Sunday service where we get together and we talk a little bit about, tribal messiahship. And this was sort of your first exposure to what a vision meeting is like, a Vision Sunday, which we'd like to happen more regularly, once a month. And eventually have some families come up and to share about what endeavors or projects they're doing to really practice this way of loving others intentionally and witnessing naturally that way. So with that, I'd like us to all rise, and I'm going to offer a prayer. Our dearest, most beloved Heavenly Father, Heavenly Mother, thank you so much for this beautiful Sunday morning, for the chance to meet together with all of these brothers and sisters, your precious sons and daughters who are so absolute and unique and unchanging in their own way, because we are all a reflection of you. And sometimes when we're in the midst of such a conditional culture, such a changing culture, and one that is so centered on selfish individualism, it's so hard to really see ourselves in the way that you really look at us every single day and in every moment. I pray that we can really take this time to shed light on the beautiful diamonds within ourselves and also within others, and really uplift other people, and really have that give and take that can really build beautiful structures and creations and projects that really where you can come forward, and where your love can really be abundant to all of the world around us. I pray so much for this incredible opportunity to be here, really with such an amazing community here in Bridgeport, and that as we begin, the new school year and new various things that are happening in our lives, with the new season approaching, that we can really always feel that center and feel rooted, coming back to the place that is with you and that is with our true parents. I pray to offer all these things, upholding the names of our true parents and the names of Abraham and Mika Deshotel, of a blessed family. Adieu.